We have 3 left, right, and center. It's the same chain on all of them. I think Kalle, the guy playing guitar here, got a bunch of questions like, how did you process your DIs to make them sound like this or whatever? This is just him playing into a whammy, into a Focusrite interface. That's it. It sounds like that. There's no weird stuff going on or anything like that. This is what a DI sounds like, you know. And the amp, I'm gonna put the cab on and show the cab later, but here's the chain. Podfarm still. Boostalizer, boosting high mids for that stringy noise. Mid frequency is 51%. It's so weird that the frequency is chosen with percentage. Makes no sense. But that's what it is. Treble at 60%, bass at 60%. This is like a boost pedal, but it's not cutting away any low end. It's not like a 14, whatever they called, grind. That just, or T or 808 pedal takes away all the low end. I want the low end there, even more apparently. So that's what that does. That is without. Come on, without. Another thing to note here, he's shugging really hard here. You can hear it, but there's no string buzz, no nothing. That's because his action is higher than most guys. Most guitar players want low action, shreddy guitar, but they can't get a guitar sustaining like this, chugging that hard. So it's important. But yeah, the pedal obviously adds high mids. There's the amp. Put the cab. Here's the settings. 50% gain. 15% bass, 85% mids, 60% treble, 70% presence, obviously volume. Then this thing again. Here you can really hear, because it's flat here. That's a lot. This is, I don't use that. Here's the cab I'm using. User, right. Okay, yeah, this is, right. Vildhjarta Live have been using a Pod XT Live into a Palmer DI pedal that has a IR in it. So that's just this loaded in. Kalle found the actual one as a file, so we've just been using that. That's like the Vildhjarta cab, I suppose. So that's the cab I'm using here, but I'm also EQing a lot. Probably some sort of tone match here, because that cab had basically no high end whatsoever. So this is without EQ. So it obviously does a lot, but this is not, like I said before, this is not the entire tone match. I'm not keeping everything. I'm just keeping what makes it sound better. That's basically the tone. Let's see what we have. All right, even more tone matching stuff, I think. Yeah, overall bringing down the low end, and I usually do this trick where I boost the mids of the mid channel to kind of make the guitar notes kind of come through in a Bluetooth speaker or on a more mono source. It's also removing a weird resonance in the high end, which is probably going to sound huge when we compare. Obviously, it sounds thinner and more mono, but in the context of the mix, it's gonna sound better. And then I just do the usual stuff I do, just multiband, except the low end. Yeah, bringing down the volume for some reason. Distressor, like the bass. DTM. Widening. Here, the setting. I'm realizing, obviously, that I'm widening and narrowing at the same time, but it's different frequency ranges, basically. And here is the sidechain, if we listen to the delta. It's like the kick and the snare, mostly. It's ducking.
Chris said is Kale just that good?
He's just that good.
He is.
He's definitely that good.
That's the thing with some of these players. You hear things that sound sick from a band you listen to, and of course the mix is sick and all that, but some of these players, like, that is what they sound like.
Yeah.
You sit in a room with them, that's what they're playing. That's what they sound like.
Definitely. For sure. That's basically the tone. So any tone questions, I'm ready.
All right, let's see here. And did Kyle use his signature baritone on this?
One of them, yeah. He used probably the AIR guitars, the 27. It's like a 27. What's it called? 27 fret, 27 inch as well, or I think it's maybe 28. The one with the acoustic guitar-looking head or headstock. He probably used that one, I think.
All right. Danny W says, is there a compressor on the DI inside of Podfarm before the EQ pedal?
No.
Danny W, what pickups were used?
Lundgren M6.
Those are good.
Yeah.
Jeff Miller says, do you build your tones in solo or while listening to the mix?
Both. I make it solo first, and then obviously I hear how it sounds in the mix and what I need to change, and I change it.
Marin says, is there any particular reason you did not roll off the high end on the DI for this mix?
Roll up. Oh, yeah, I didn't have to. I didn't hear that scratchy stuff. That's like mixing. You only do what you need to do. You don't do something automatically just because you've done it before. Everything has to be called for.